Hi YouTube.
Hi YouTube, welcome to Tea Time. We're having struggles.
The struggle is real. We're
With
trying to
Instagram.
figure out how to... Oh, we're now live.
We're now live with Instagram.
We are now
Wait.
live with Instagram.
Nope.
We're telling a few followers. I don't see my live. There we are.
Oh, I think it's because you're
Wait a minute.
not facing this way.
It's amazing. 4 weeks of tea time and we're still just now figuring out how to do any of this. But we are live.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time.
We're live on Instagram. We're live on YouTube. I see some human beings here, like Brett Yonker.
Oh, hey Brett.
Hi, Brett Yonker. I see lots of beautiful people. Hey guys.
Hey Jay.
We are on Tuesday, and it's 3 p.m., which can only mean one thing. It's tea time. I wish I had some sound effects, like a horn. Ooga. That's a really good sound effect. Oh, goodness. Infinite loop. All right, great. There's the comments. Now we've got comments. I see people on YouTube. I see Ashley
Eastern
Martin.
Montana.
And I see
Hello.
Jane Hartman. Jane, I saw your daughters at Chick-fil-A the other day, and they were so nice to see. It was just beautiful to watch. Well, Cricket was delivering our food at Chick-fil-A. It was awesome. So
Sweet.
we are coming to you for tea at 3. If you have tea, let us see it. What do you
time.
got? What are you drinking? What's your
time.
tea? What am I drinking today? I am drinking traditional medicine. Is this throat coat?
Black tea.
Black tea. Ooh, I like it.
Traditional medicinals.
Medicinals. We got tea here. You guys got your cup of tea.
Stash tea. Green tea?
Has this been steeped long enough? Wait, 3 or 4 minutes? 4 minutes is about right. So I need to get rid of my tea bag.
Ooh, chai tea. Yummy.
Got chai tea.
Pinkies up. I know. In a mug like this, it doesn't feel like I
tougher.
should put my tea.
Dr.
my
Pepper is my
pinkies
tea of
up.
choice. That is not tea. Dr. Pepper. That makes me think of Mr. Deeds when she broke her arm and she fell out of Atticus Finch's tree and Boo Radley rushed her over to Dr. Pepper, Winchesterton, Fieldville, Iowa. Let me know in the comments if you are as big of a fan of the late 90s,
it's
early 2000s
Bedtime in South
Adam
Africa.
Sandler movies.
Good night.
As much as me.
Oh, sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
You're speaking my language.
That is Jenny's love language right there. All right, well, we are doing a 3 p.m. tea time every Tuesday, in case you're just joining us in now, to create some sense of normalcy around a cup of tea. There's something beautifully soothing about just pausing, no matter how stressed you feel. Now, weeks into quarantines and all the rest, I know Wyoming and Utah, where we have a church presence, are still not in a stay-at-home shelter-in-place situation, though most of the states in the United States are, I think all but 6 or 7 of them. So most of you, if not all of you, are at home. If you're not at home, I do want to let you know that we're grateful for those of you who work in service industry, hospital, police, whatever, sanitation. I was thinking how thankful I am for garbage collectors, that you would still go out to work, UPS, FedEx. Thank God for you, and thank you for the way you're working and serving. I'm praying for respiratory therapists and orderlies and x-ray techs right now, and all those of you doctors and nurses and janitors to clean a hospital. Just every one of you who still show up right now. When we can stay at home for you, you are serving for us, and we're really, really grateful.
Yes.
We are violating all 6 feet rules because we're married and
Ow!
headbutting. I want to say that we are throwing all of these after the fact on youtube.com/Levi Lusko, where you can subscribe and see these. We're able to bring them in. So if you miss it, or if you're only able to pop on for a second or two,
Hey
you put the
Carol
whole
from
thing
Germany. Thanks
up
for
there.
joining.
Yeah. So Georgia, I saw is reopening the beaches. Let me encourage you not to go to the beach right now if you do live in Georgia. That's crazy. So we got a lot of friends watching and people that we know and love, and hopefully I love licorice. Montana Bear.
You know,
said
licorice
something about
is funny. When Levi and I first met, I hated licorice. Like my whole life, I hated all the black licorice. I hated black jelly beans. Like I always refused to eat them. But then after we met, I think even after a few years of being married, it's like one of my favorites.
Black licorice.
Yeah.
I love black licorice. I love that you love black licorice. The only thing that's bad about you loving black licorice is there's less black licorice for me now. I did not know that.
Love.
That's okay. I'm happy to give it to you. Hi, Charlie Hughes. It's good seeing you today. So you got your tea. We're all calmed down here today. It's Holy Week. It's Tuesday in the Holy Week as we move from Palm Sunday to Easter. We've been enjoying as a family taking the Holy Day calendar for that day, and you were not as much in the shot as I intended you to be. Little Miss tie-dye.
Laguna Beach.
How many of you love Jennie's shirt?
Levi proposed to me at Laguna Beach.
I sure did.
And Olivia was born in a Laguna Beach hospital.
They were separated by about 9 months, you guys.
Well,
no,
more than
9 months. All right. We had to rush the date. No, I'm just kidding. We did live in New Mexico when I proposed in Laguna Beach, and then we got married down the road.
Oh, Chelsea.
Nation. Chelsea,
I like you.
Let me pause right here and talk about how Chelsea opened my eyes to a whole new meaning of tea time. So we just called this tea time because of tea, like the Tea Party.
Oh.
Boston. Oh, Fresh Life mug. Someone asked me, by the way, so this is a chance to plug a company that does a great job. Someone asked, actually quite a few people have asked about the mug that's always on the table when I'm preaching at Fresh Life Church. There's always a mug up there, which we have sold before. We're not currently selling it right now, but we get asked questions like, where do you get mugs like that from? And the answer is it's called Not Neutral. It's my favorite mug in the world. This is not one of them. This is just a diner mug. We these are cool because they say Fresh Life, but we love Not Neutral mugs because it's flat from the handle across the top, and I collect them. I have 7 of them.
No, I think we have 10.
10 of them?
But it's funny because you collect them, but I collect them for you. Because whenever we're at a coffee shop and I see them, I'm the one that's like, oh my gosh, we need to get this. So it's I think we do it together.
We do it. We work together. Yes. So we have those Not Neutral mugs. We love them. They're good size. They stay hot. Let me just say to you, one of the best things you can do if you're a coffee drinker is preheat your mugs. Or tea drinker. I like to always put hot water in a mug and let it sit there while I'm making the coffee, so that when your coffee's done, you make it, the mug's already hot. It's just really science, you guys. It's heat loss. It's transfer of heat into cold things.
Oh, hi Petra from Romania.
Ooh.
Nighttime tea.
Iisus Deu iubește. That's Jesus loves you in Romanian.
That made it into my book.
It's the only Romanian I know. Ooh, Fight to Flourish is coming out in 1 month, you guys. We are officially 1 month away from Cinco de Mayo, which is when we are 1 month away from
the Fight to Flourish.
Releasing to the world. It is a very big deal, and I can't tell you how excited I am. I just did 2 interviews back to back, and at both times I was able to talk about Fight to Flourish.
Aww.
Plug it. They said, "What book?
You're amazing.
What book are you excited about?" I said, "Fight to Flourish." Just working on my post quarantine plans here for the evening. That's what I'm doing. But I'm trying to set it up. It's called The Long Game, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Chelsea Nation. Reed is my sister-in-law, Jennie's sister Chelsea.
My sister Chelsea.
She,
who is also in my book, Chelsea,
told me, "Are you really going to spill the tea?" And I'm so confused because I did spill tea yesterday. Someone asked how I spilled the tea. The answer is we have a love seat swing on our porch. Got it from CB2, and they're not getting any
.com
advertisement. They're not giving any advertisement dollars to Tea Time with the Luskos, although they should now. And the love seat swung and hit the tea and it spelled, and I took a photo and posted it with some questions, of which I have some here. We grabbed 5 or 6 of them to answer. And the sister of mine, Chelsea, said to me, "Are you really going to spill the tea?" And I was so confused. And so I asked her, "What are you referring to?" And she said, "Oh, like the kids say tea." And I said, "I do not know what you speak of." She explained to me that the kids use tea as a synonym for gossip.
Oh,
Did you know this?
Gossip time.
So I Googled it, and Urban Dictionary confirmed what the young sister of mine told me, and that is that tea is in fact a synonym for gossip. Let me say that this is not the time for that. This is the time for actual tea.
Or if it's good gossip.
There's no such thing as good gossip, right?
Yeah, like I feel like if you're sharing good things about people, it's kind of gossip, but in a good way.
You should speak behind people's back.
What you would say to their face.
What you would say to their face. And you should speak to people's face.
What you would say to their back.
Yes. I'm so confused by that. But brag about people to their face, right?
Chris Gwynn says godly gossip.
There you go. And
Gossiping about the kingdom. Good one, Chelsea.
Urban Dictionary is more reliable than Wikipedia for that, but it's also foul too. Urban Dictionary is either great or foul. There's very little in the middle. So be careful.
Spill the tea of the good news.
Spill the tea of the good news.
That's good. I like that.
Pour it into the river. Yikes. Okay, so, so this is a good thing to talk about. In this time of coronavirus, never more than now is there the impetus on us all to call people in our lives and say things to them that we would say about them at their funeral. Let me encourage you, call people up and just randomly bless them with something great about them. Tell people what you're thankful for about them. I'm making it a priority to FaceTime my parents regularly, my siblings in the car, if I am able to pop out for a minute or a drive. And I think that these are opportunities to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. You're really good at that. I'm still, I've been FaceTiming people more than ever, but I'm still not great at it. It's something I think because I have to talk myself into things, and I'm slow to do things. So if I'm oh, I should call this person, and then I'm yeah, I should, and then I don't, because then I get distracted or the kids need something or whatever, and then I literally every day feel I should have called more people today. But I think maybe the season of life I'm in, it's just I just get so easily distracted. But I'm a slow person.
Very good. So make sure you are picking up the phone and calling people. Let me just also give you this grace. You are trying to homeschool all these kids. We are, which I did a Bible class yesterday.
It was good. We
are in the midst of a crisis and trying to lead a church, and you're in the final stages of crafting the release strategy for a fresh flourish. So give yourself a little grace. You can't pick up the phone every second and call people.
Thank you.
Go. But do try and think of one person who you can encourage today or bless. It's really important. And I think in this time, we have the very real possibility, like never before, of people in our lives getting sick. And I think if we can speak grace into their life now, never put off to tomorrow what you could do today. If God puts someone on your heart, send that text, pick up that phone, make that call. You never know. And I think we should all be thinking about people in our lives who are single, who don't have, quarantine with us. It's challenging, but living in an apartment alone, that would be really hard. And one of our next door neighbors, little old lady, she comes out to smoke on her back patio, and I always, whenever I'm up at 4 a.m, I always see, or 5 a.m, no matter what time it is, I see her TV on, and because it glows from the back of her house. I can tell when it's on. I'm not looking at her windows. I'm moving right along. But I had that gift on the counter. I just had to brag on Jennie. She had this big gift on the counter. I'm like, what is this for? And you were oh, I'm going to prepare this for her. And you had toilet paper in there and candles. And just here she is alone. Her husband had passed away. And, so to be the light and be life to her, I think that's so important. Just remember, God sent you into your neighborhood. You can't go up to their door and ring it, necessarily, and come in and be Jesus in that situation like that. But how can you creatively communicate the gospel with the people who live on your street, in your town? I think that's so important.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry, Angel, being a young widow. That is so hard. Prayers for you, grace for you.
Yeah.
And what a hard time to be in grief. What a hard time to be in any situation of pain. I called someone today who I know in my life is going through a hard time, and just said, there's never a good time to have a crisis, but this is a really, really challenging time. But there's great grace for that as well.
Praying for you.
Yeah. So important. What do you want to talk about now? I shouldn't have worn shorts. I hate how big my knees look because they're in the foreground. I'm gonna put my coffee right here. At least I put lotion on them.
They're moisturized.
I got permanently scarred once. A photo of me leaked out to the internet inadvertently, and my knees were exposed. And I got comments about my dry skin on my knees, and it has made me really self-conscious about whether my knees are hydrated or not. But it's like 53 degrees today, so today we are in the land of summer in Montana.
I love that, Tony. You probably made your fresh loaf of sourdough and gave it to your neighbor. That's amazing. And she needed bread.
That's touching. You never know. It might be just the thing. When God puts something randomly in your heart, trust that he works in those little tiny details, right? You got good looking legs. Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Amazing. One thing for Fresh Life, and if you're not a part of Fresh Life, you can do this too, but we want to know what you're up to. So if you have TikTok videos or photos of what you've been up to during quarantine, if you tag Fresh Life, you may or may not see your video this weekend at church, but we'll see. I don't really have any promises, but we want to see what you're up to anyway. So make sure you tag us at Fresh Life so we can see what you guys are up to.
Yeah, we're pulling some of that stuff into the pre-show, and we're looking at it all. So definitely do let us know what creative stuff you're figuring out. And someone just said in the comments a few back that, is this a time when the church can influence culture? And I think absolutely. I think we've always been at the forefront. I think from the printing press, of which the first book ever printed was the Bible, to AM radio, to Morse code, to so many scientific advances. It's been Jesus people who are using their mind, using the creativity. I think right now the whole world's changing. I think we're crazy if we think that post-coronavirus world is going to look anything like the world that we were living in when we went into this thing. And so if we come out of this thing, the whole world will have changed, but if we haven't, we won't be able to adapt to find our place and our way in it. So this is the time for us to be figuring out new things, coming up with new ideas, letting God breathe on our spirits for new ways to utilize new skills and new things for when we come out of this. And there are so many different things that have been disrupted and industries that are never going to go back, and that's okay. We don't have to be scared of that. We can charge headlong into that and watch God do incredible things through new ideas and businesses and ways of doing ministry. Because look, our mandate hasn't changed a second. Go into all the world, preach the gospel to every creature, and make disciples. Okay, we do have a little bit of a challenge when it comes to baptize them in the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit at the moment. Maybe we'll have to figure out drive-through baptisms or something, or we'll stand here with a hose, you march by. But at the end of the day, what we have been called to do hasn't changed. A dunk tank. Yes, we'll throw balls at it, and you'll be able to do it. So, super soaker.
That's amazing.
If you're into immersion, that is challenging. We'll have to figure out a way. But look, what I'm trying to say is what hasn't changed is still more important than what has. And so in everything we've been called to do, of course, not belittling the challenge and the difficulty and the hardship that many are going through. There still is so much to be invented.
Love you, Carrie Rowe. Water guns.
Absolutely. Oh, I love that. There's lots of amazing comments. Just keeping up with it is so much fun. We have been looking back too at the comments in the archive, so if you're watching this after the fact, do leave a comment, and we'd love to engage with you. Okay, so we got a couple questions that we put on our Instagram on my spilled tea post, and I'm gonna get to them. Hey, let me ask you this though. What have you seen?
Like Tiger Woods. That's so random.
The question is, do I like Tiger Woods? I've always loved him. I respect him.
Question.
Little kid, putting thousands of hours in, reaching the top, rallying, reaching the top again, learning from mistakes.
That's a good one.
Absolutely. Yeah, so good. So the question is, what information do you have for someone who has a lot of fear about this virus going on? First of all, I would say I understand, and I would say anybody who tells you they're not afraid right now is in denial or crazy. I mean, there is a lot to feel fear about. The Bible has so many different times where angels show up, where Jesus shows up, where people show up and say, do not fear. That means that there were people who were fearing. And I think the message of God's peace in fear always starts with us feeling fear. So if you're saying, I feel it, then you're poised. The opposite of fear is death. Meaning we're going to always have things that make us feel fear until we die. You're not alive if you don't feel fear. And fear is good in that it's learning fear that keeps a toddler from crawling out into the street. There comes a point when you learn good fear. In the meantime, there's parents and siblings, right? So it's all about managing fear and learning to choose to do the right thing with fear. So I heard it put this way recently, like fear gets a voice. It just is not the one driving. So in the sense of like that movie Inside Out, like there's a good fear, and the fear of God is a part of that equation. So there if you say fear goes away, then we're dealing away with a lot of scripture. So we want to manage fear. We want to know what to do with our fear. So when you feel afraid about the coronavirus, what are you actually afraid of? Well, I'm afraid of dying. I'm afraid of people I love dying. I'm afraid of the loss of income. Okay, those are all good things, and they need to be sorted out. We do need to work. We do need to care and love for the people in our lives. But then the hope shines through when it's like, what can we control and what can't we control? I'm going to die no matter what. What I can control is that I have a relationship with Jesus. I believe in life after death and beyond that. We're going to be talking this Easter Sunday at Fresh Life about what comes after you die and how we can have certainty of eternal life. If all of our eggs are in this basket, then sure, leaving this world is the worst thing. But if, like Paul, to depart is to go to paradise, then leaving is gain. And so if and when we do die, we actually are going to gain from that. So I think at a certain point, you can come to a place of saying, okay, what if I do die? Well, you know what? I've taken the right steps on preparing a will. I've taken the right steps on, I've not left things unsaid. I'm living for the moment now. I can do the wise things and quarantine and wear a mask and wash my hands. And at the end of the day, when the Bible says my days have been numbered in God's book ahead of time, He's known from the foundation of the world when I'm going to die. And so I'm not going to live a moment in fear of this. And if it's not this, it's going to be something else. But that's why my life is hidden with Christ in God, right?
So good.
Perfect love casts out all fear.
Amen.
Yeah, but I can see your verse, perfect love casts out all fear, and also show you another that says, in those things when you feel the anxiety, cast them on God. So it's not like it casts it out and then it's never going to come back. It's constantly managing, constantly re-giving. Jennie and I got married almost 17 years ago.
16 years
ago. In April it'll be 16. 16 years ago, and yet I don't stand only on the power of the I do I said at the altar. I have to re-up my I do every day.
Right. Well, and I think that's just what this life in Christ is all about. It's the daily running to God and asking for a fresh filling of the Holy Spirit. It's just that's what God wants, is that daily running to Him. So that's the same with any aspect of it, with fear and continuing to come to Him in everything.
So all I'm trying to say is, while I do believe in the verses about do not fear and perfect love casts out all fear, I don't think that's a one and done thing. And I think you have to redo that every day.
Yeah.
And I think you have to manage the tension. And the tension is there are scary things and there are hard things and there are horrible things. And we don't deny those things and put a blissful, well, Romans 8:28, bro, and Jeremiah 29:11, sister, and not give people the space to be human and to be going through hard things. And even Jesus wept. And so the frustration and the pain you're feeling is real.
Yeah.
And yet in a day by day way, it's choosing to cast those things on Him.
Yeah,
and not feeling condemned if you're scared and if you feel anxiety about these things. So we have to put a less varnished, less lacquered version. We're trying to do that of what it looks like to grieve, on our grief journey, or what it looks like to deal with stuff within yourself. And so it's not going to go away this side of heaven. And in the meantime, it's choosing to day by day cast those cares on Him because He cares for you.
Right. Amen.
So if you feel afraid, you feel anxious, good. That means you're human. Now give that to God each and every moment. So, and if this is helpful to you, I would encourage you to read my book, I Declare War, 4 Keys to Winning the Battle with Yourself. my publisher told me today that there's been a massive spike in that book's popularity on the Amazon and Barnes and Noble. And I was thinking about that, and then I was like, it actually made sense to me. People are quarantined and realizing they're bad at managing themselves and bad at managing their emotions. And so this book is all about those things. So if that's something that's, worry, anxiety, compulsive behavior, addiction to technology or porn or whatever, like that would be a book that maybe I would recommend you go through, or the study guide or the curriculum on that. And we're actually, after this, going to film a little video that we'll post later about a new way you can actually buy books inside Instagram. This has never, to my knowledge, happened before, but HarperCollins is piloting it with a couple authors, and they let me know that they're going to put I Declare War on it. So in just a little bit, you'll see a post about how you can get I Declare War on my Instagram post, but right now it's on Amazon as well as
That's amazing.
hey, where's my little cards? I'll be right back.
Someone just shared that their toddler is loving Fresh Life Kids. Please tell the team we greatly appreciate them.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. Our team is incredible, and what they're providing and doing for our kids everywhere is huge. So thank you for sharing that.
So we have a little game to play with you, and we're going to do it now. So you have to take 5 cards, and I take 5 cards. This is a game. I'm going to say a sentence with a blank in it, and you have to pick one of your cards to fill it.
Oh, okay.
Whichever you think would be the funniest. This one says, now in bookstores, Nancy Drew and the Mystery of Blank. How do you, Jenny, finish this?
I have to use one of these?
Nancy Drew, now in bookstores, Nancy Drew and the Mystery of?
Teeny tiny turds.
Wow, really mature. All right.
Do I have to discard it?
Yes.
Okay. What game is this?
I found it on the internet. What's it called? Cards Against Humanity. It's for free. You can get it for free Googling Cards Against Humanity. Don't read that one. Hey, here's another one. Ready?
Keep it PG.
Did you know that Benjamin Franklin invented?
Burning books.
Doesn't seem like something Ben Franklin would do.
No.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful wizard of...
Naked people?
Wow, Jennie Lusko.
What? These are all like... Thank you.
Very nice. Hey kids, I'm Sensei Todd. Today I'm going to teach you how to defend yourself against...
Falling in love.
Very good.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have discovered something amazing. I have discovered...
My parents.
Hey guys, I just want to tell all my followers who are struggling with... It does get better.
Farting a lot today.
It does get better if you change your eating habits. Beep beep, blank coming through.
Mom's new haircut.
Beep beep, mom's new haircut coming through. Guys, stop it. There's nothing funny about...
Josh.
So true. They call me Mr.
Voldemort.
Do not say his name in public. All right, which one of you little turds is responsible for...
This stupid game.
Well, there you go. At school, I'm just Mandy, but at summer camp, I'm blank Mandy.
Ariana Grande.
Very good. We'll do 3 more.
Okay.
Chungo feels sick. Chungo no like blank anymore.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know who Chungo is.
These are so... Okay. Shaving Dad's back.
Chungo feels sick. Chungo no like shaving dad's back anymore. Man, that's been the unexpected joy of getting older, isn't it?
Wait, why are you asking me?
Because of me having to shave your back. All right. My name is Peter Parker. I was bitten by a radioactive spider and now I'm...
Living in the dumpster.
Ooh, that's a problem. Ew, Grandpa smells like...
Failure.
I said 3 more, but I'm gonna keep going. This is gonna be the best sleepover ever. Once Mom and Dad go to bed, it's time for...
Running away from home.
Hopefully not. All right. We're not supposed to go in the attic. My parents keep blank in there.
The British.
Guitars. The British
All
do
right.
not stay in the attic. One more?
Okay. My card.
Do you need a re-up?
Highly
Here, put this down. Take a re-up.
Okay.
The easiest way to tell me and my twin apart is that I have a freckle on my cheek and she's...
The beautiful potato.
That's what we've always said about, twin sister. Oh, speaking of, I had a moment. Okay, thank you. That was very good. Thank you. Cards Against Humanity and Family Edition for
Yeah.
this.
Wait, was this family edition?
This is Family Edition. Can you imagine a not Family Edition?
Oh man.
All right, we'll play this later with the kids. I called in a takeout order the other day. And are you guys still with us? We're dropping viewers like flies. Do something funny immediately.
Hi, Zai.
So we, it was Chipotle. No, Qdoba. And, got the order done, drove there alone, was in the parking lot, about to go in. Right before I pulled up, another car pulled up next to me. And I was like, I was about to get out, but I decided not to get out because I didn't want to have the awkward moment of approaching the door at the exact same time as this guy. I thought, hey, look, I'm going to social distance. I'm going to stagger. I'm going to take a second. And so...
We'll tell you all about it, Kristen.
Okay, that's a different sermon. We will not talk about that on this podcast. So where was I? Qdoba. These are white. You go there. These are black. Sorry, OCD here. And so I'm at Qdoba. Love that Qdoba has Impossible Meat, by the way. If you haven't had Impossible Meat, big fans. Impossible Meat. And
You can eat it during a Daniel
you
fast.
can do a bowl. Yes, you can do peppers, you can do black beans, you can do the Impossible Meat, you can do guacamole. I don't mind that it's extra. All those things. And so that's my order, waiting to get out of the car. But this guy shows up, so I'm like, I'll just give him 2 minutes. And so I see him get out, I see him approach the door, and I see something's in his hand. And he has a hook in his hand, like a piece of metal that would be curved, like you would put over a door to hang your bathrobe on in your bathroom. And he has this hook, and he grabs the door. He has 2 hands, but he has a hook in his hand. He grabs the door with the hook, and then opens it, and then rushes through the door. And I was amazed watching this moment play out, and I found myself saying, he has a hook. And then what happened next was I found myself saying the next phrase which came out of I'm all by myself, just comes out of my mouth, and I go, I wish I had a hook. Like I said that, I wish I had a hook, but the way I said it,
To yourself.
I said it to myself, like with longing. I said it with longing, like this guy's a genius. How was I not thinking about this? I go, he's got a hook. I wish I had a hook. I wish I had a hook. And then I was like, what has happened to the world that I, with longing and passion, honestly, it came out of my mouth. I wish I had a hook. And now I'm dreading getting out of the car and getting my Qdoba because I don't have a hook to open the door like this genius who's walking around. We are in a world, just so we're all aware, where we are walking around with a hook. And now we have to get masks. And
Wow.
So I start crying. I'm laughing so hard. I'm all alone. And I just had to just acknowledge, this is crazy. Hook goals, yes. People are just like, this guy's like, I'm not going out without my hook. Like I'm picturing his everyday carry. I got a wallet, I got a phone, I got my keys, I got a hook. And I'm not leaving without my door opening hook. This wasn't like some crazy, it was a normal guy. He's wearing like a polo and khakis, just out on the town. And so anyhow, we're living in a crazy age.
I can't believe you shared that story.
I wish I had a hook. If only I had a hook. All right. So we did want to get to some questions. Then we will talk more about, yes, we will come up with a Fresh Life hook to offer to the people. I have an N95 mask. I wish I could donate it to somebody, but I've already used it once, but I do have one. So I'm going to now appear, if I have to go to the grocery store next week, with a mask and a hook. And that is going to be, if you see me, you'll be like, he's, maybe he always had a hook. It wasn't attached to his hand. It was not a prosthetic. He was a captain in the Navy, and his name is
That's
Captain
funny, John Mark. Q25 hooks getting shipped to the church this week. That's
Exactly.
funny.
I hope, no, don't send me a hook. Just send me your thoughts. Send me hearts on Instagram Live for the hook on YouTube.
Okay.
So one of the questions we got asked was if you, do you have internship opportunities at Fresh Life? What a self-endorsing question that I picked that out of the hundreds that came in to say now, yes, we do have a summer internship at Fresh Life, and we also have a leadership college, and our plan is for both those to continue. So you should go to freshlife.church/college or freshlife.church/internship to either sign up for our summer internship, which is accredited, you can get college credits for it, or our Fresh Life Leadership College, which kicks off in August and is also awesome. We'd love to have you be part of it.
We would love to have you.
Whew, never knew you had so many tattoos. You, sir, misspelled tattoos. There's 2 T's in the middle. All right.
Tattoos.
So,
Tattoos.
we do have internship opportunities. Broussard Caleb asked, how do you manage a calendar well to be pastor, faithful, author, husband, and stay healthy? Ooh. Well, it takes a village, first of all, and it takes utilizing...
It takes being a 3.
In my mind, it takes utilizing early mornings and late nights. No. Yeah. Late nights I use for sleeping, so I can have early mornings. Aha! It does take both. So, early to bed, early rise, right?
Also, you're good about just doing what you have to do. Like, you're the opposite of me, where I'm like, okay, thinking about it, or do I feel it? But you just do it. And so, like, you do what we need to do to have family time. You do what you need to do to work. And like, even when you were writing books and studying for preaching messages.
How long is the internship, please?
Oh.
How long is the internship? 2.5 months. Okay, sorry.
Oh, all I'm saying is you just do it, and you allot time. So like, you would do, okay, I'm gonna spend 2 hours writing. I'm gonna spend 2 hours studying or whatever. Like, you just make it happen.
And a big thing to me is 25-minute blocks. So like, I use a timer all the time. I have this timer called Forest, and you can set different timers. So like, if I'm going to sit down, which I will in a minute, and work on a project, I'll set a timer for 25 minutes and not move till the 25 minutes is over. It is incredible what you can get done in 25 minutes. A lot of times people think, oh, I need 2 hours for that, so I'm not even going to do it. But then you end up putting it off, where you say, well, how much could I get done if I did 25 minutes on this project? Whether it's creating something, writing something, attacking emails. If there's a room that's overwhelming you in your house, you go, okay, well, what can I do in 25 minutes? And I do a lot of projects.
No, it's an app. Like it's an app named Forest. He didn't name his timer Forest.
I have an egg timer named Forest. I have a hook named Billy. I have...
But I will say that with anything, because like, for me, at the end of the night, doing the dishes, I do have help. The girls will help me every so often, but like, just tidying up for the night. If I just say, hey, I'm gonna do this in 10 minutes, I usually get it done even before 10 minutes.
That's
so
cool.
when you put a timer for yourself, or hey, I'm gonna work for this long, you can get so much done. Like
and then I think also too, like, it's knowing like seasons. So like, Jennie was writing a book this last year, Fight to Flourish, which comes out Cinco de Mayo, 2020, so
the 5th of May.
I intentionally made sure I wasn't writing during that season. If you have 2 authors in a house writing at the same time, that equals divorce. Joking.
Well, with kids.
But yes.
If we didn't have kids,
it would have
that'd
been
be a different thing, probably.
Murder
Maybe.
or something. So, just knowing like this isn't the season for that, and so now I think you have to know when to say no too. And also on resting well, Sabbath day, phone off, getting what you need rest-wise to go into the...
Well, you've got to rest hard to work hard, and work hard.
Like, this is our sprint season.
And you have
Obviously,
to work hard to rest
we
hard.
have Good Friday, which you should join us live. We're doing communion. Bring your own.
BYO.
It's BYO juice
C.
and bread and wine, and depending on how you swing on that. But the communion service, I've got a new message for. We've got a beautiful Fresh Life Easter that Saturday night, Sunday at 7, 9, 11, 5. So I'm going into this weekend rested. Why? Because it's sprint now, and so I got the rest I'm going to need for that because I know it's coming. So I think you have to just always manage that. And again, I'm talking to people on here, maybe some of you who are at a place where you're like, oh, I wish I could have that rest. I'm working in a hospital. We're doing crazy shifts, and our hearts and prayers go out to you. What I'm talking about is in the normal times. So when the exceptions come, and they come, then it's all hands on deck, and you got to do what gets done. But I think hopefully we live at a place, and I think this right now is a time where we're all reevaluating rhythms and unhealthy, and hopefully we can put better choices in place so that when we come through this on the other side, we're better versions of ourselves.
Yeah.
So, okay, we also have, and I cannot wait to preach both those messages, the Good Friday message and the Easter people message for Easter Sunday. I'm really excited. There's something brewing in my heart. I'm just going to tease it that I feel like was birthed earlier this end of 2019. That I feel like God's given me some insight into some things about this coronavirus time, and I feel just a great sense of prophetic responsibility to impart. And there's been, to me, some confirmations from some key voices in my life that some things that I began seeing early on that now are words that God has for us in this season. So I'm really excited for that Easter Sunday. There's one word in particular that I feel like really encapsulates what I feel like God is trying to do inside His church, that He's spoken at least to me, and that I'm going to speak that as faithfully as I can this Sunday. So hope you'll join us for that.
Yeah, do it.
Here's a question. This is for Jennie. This is from Noens11 on Instagram. How do you get to that place of having a gentle and quiet spirit?
Well, that's a fight. I mean, like we were talking about fear earlier, it's a fight to be sweet, and it's a fight to be kind and gentle. I mean, I'll be honest, today was a hard day doing school with the kids. We have a 2-year-old who runs around really, I think it's because he gets the reaction from our 8-year-old that he likes, where he'll grab her glasses and throw them on the ground. He'll just like climb on her and pull her hair, and she's freaking out the whole time. And so I yelled, and it was a hard moment because I was getting so frustrated because I'm trying to do a lot of things at once. And I think in those moments, like, you just feel so spread thin, and that you feel like you're not doing anything productive. You're not helping anyone learn anything. And meanwhile, your son's like grabbing the toilet paper roll and stuffing it in the toilet. So it's like, it's hard, but I think what it is, it's a fight. And it's a fight to take a breath and to get some perspective and to realize, like my husband said earlier, it's like, you have to remember that we're in the middle of a really hard time right now. And maybe you're not getting all the stuff done that you wish or that you'd want with your kids, but how are you showing them love and maybe taking a moment and running around outside and getting that little 2-year-old's wiggles out or whatever. But I know for me that it's a fight, and it's a fight to get up in the morning and to read the Bible and to ask God to fill me afresh with His Holy Spirit and to help me show His love to the people who I interact with. And right now, it's the people who we live with. It's the people we have meetings with through Zoom. It's the people that we're interacting with, texting. I feel like it's kind of gotten smaller, our sphere of influence, in the sense that now it's like, let's just love our family well. Let's love our husbands well. And so today has been hard, but you have to keep asking God for strength.
And it's trite, but I mean, in the sense is like, of course you're going to say that, but I can't stress enough how important it is that you're spending the time with Jesus, like you were saying, to get the peace with Him that then gives you the peace to have peace in yourself, and then you can give it to others.
Yeah.
You can't give what you don't have, and so right now, it's more important than ever that you are getting that quiet time. That you're, if it is early, if it is late, if it is during nap time, whatever, if it's in your car, that you are taking the time to be quiet and to receive what you can give. And then when you yell at the kids or when you have a bad moment, that you're owning that. And I think our kids are going to see those things, and they see when we blow it, and we get to choose to call it. This is not what I'm proud of. I shouldn't have yelled.
Yeah.
We teach our kids more in failure than we do in success. And they're going to fail, and if we can teach them how to fail well and how to fail forward and how to own it, then we're actually giving them strength to handle their own mistakes.
Totally.
So that is really, really good and really important.
I like this one. From 406 Kate Green. If you were to do a TED Talk, what would it be on?
What would you do it on?
I'm asking you.
A TED Talk? I don't know. Maybe on the Tabata reading.
Ooh.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's not original. I think TED Talk needs to be some original idea.
Oh.
I feel like so many...
But is there truly any, original ideas?
That's the thing that's hard. We learn things
I
from
feel
so
like this
many
day and
people.
age, it's like we're learning so much from every platform. So reading books and inspiration on Instagram and YouTube videos. I feel like we're just a conglomeration of everything that we're letting influence us.
Mr. Potato Head. I don't have a TED Talk in me.
Yeah, you do.
I don't have it in me. I don't think so. I'm gonna stay a fan of TED Talks. Hello from South Africa. Hello. I love South Africa. I can't wait till we can get back to South Africa. I think there's maybe not a prettier place on the planet than Cape Town, South Africa.
Yeah.
And I can't wait till we go back there.
We've only really been there to work, and so, but it's been a weekend.
2 days.
But a
there.
weekend in South Africa.
It's a long way to go for a weekend.
Yeah.
What?
Hi, Shelly Giglio.
Shelly, you're the best.
Love you.
I think we should do one more question. Let me find one here. Have you learned any new fun skills to apply when quarantine is done?
Well, I made a video on iMovie, which I had never done before.
On her phone.
I feel like I really liked doing it too.
She downloaded iMovie and made a little video. It was Lennox making coffee. She edited it herself. It was It was a masterful creation. So that's good. I just decided the other day. I have a speed bag, a boxing speed bag, which I've always been able to do a little bit because I did boxing lessons a while back when we were in pre-quarantine life, and I was getting better and better at speed bag. But then I kind of went into maintenance mode where I was just doing normal work on it. So I decided that I want to, by the time the quarantine's lifted, be jaw-droppingly good at this bead bag.
Ooh.
And so I'm just doing it a little bit every day. I was going to focus on juggling, but I just decided being okay at juggling is fine forever. I juggle toilet paper and
So basically, I will need to be good at having my jaw be dropped.
you need to be good at iMovie so you can make a movie about me being good at the speed bag. And don't call it speed bagging.
Speed bagging?
I would prefer if you didn't call it speed bagging. That to me feels a little bit too much like something you might see in Urban Dictionary.
Oh, that's awesome, Jane. You made a movie too.
Okay. Well,
Both
this is
hands,
pretty
one
good.
hand, no hands.
Is there anything else we need to talk about before we call the tea time? We need to see it in the YouTube comments. Anybody? Anybody or nobody or everybody at all?
I will say that we have this week the opportunity for you to be a part of my Fight to Flourish launch team.
Oh, right.
And so basically what that means is if you pre-order the book, we send you the book digitally, and then you're a part
Did you just say digitally? Did everybody hear Jennie just say, we send you the book digitally?
Well, who knows where the emphasis is on.
That sounds like a sort of ice cream you would eat in Italy.
Digitally.
I would like to send you my new book digitally. That sounds like what you would name your hook. This is my hook digitally, and he helps me open the doors. I'm just glad someone else heard that. Sorry, I'm just going back in the comments because you guys have written some really funny things, and it's really cool to see them all.
So you have a week to sign up, be a part of it. I'm so excited to have a crew of you. Maybe I'll call you my fight club, and we'll.
That's a great idea.
And we'll do this together.
Fight club. The number one rule about Fight Club is digitally. Okay, yes. Oh, there's other things we wanted to say too.
Wow.
We are adding a Hillsong channel slot. You can watch us every Sunday, of course, 8 o'clock Mountain on Hillsong channel. How unconfident I was when I said that. And then we're also now going on Monday nights at 10:30 p.m. Pacific time. So that's 11:30 Montana time. So if you're on Hillsong channel Monday nights 10:30 or 11:30 Mountain, also 7:30 a.m., which is 7 o'clock a.m., which is 8 a.m. Mountain on Sunday morning. So Hillsong channel, Fresh Life TV. Also, we are doing a coloring book challenge, coloring page challenge at freshlife.church/kids-at-home. You can download a coloring page right now. It's a Palm Sunday with Jesus on a donkey. And if you are a child or an adult, you can enter that, and
you might be featured.
Maybe you won't.
Somewhere, somehow.
But certainly
I will.
not
I have
least.
to also add how to sign up for my launch team.
How do you do it?
You have to sign up at jennilusko.com/launch-team. Yeah. Do it.
Well, it's been a really good time. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a really good time. Oh, look, the comments have the link, and we'll put it on the archive in the comments. If you're watching this in the little show notes, we'll put the link to.
I do have to say, oh, Chip Lusko, you're in. So
My dad's a great colorer. Every time we go to eat with my kids and my dad, the waitresses bring, a coloring sheet for the kids each, and he's always like, I'm gonna need one more. And he loves to do coloring contests with my kids.
I was gonna say from the
Maybe
message.
someone on Instagram could put the comments.
Oh yeah, from the message this weekend, one of our staff showed pictures of his kid, because we have these little sermon notes where kids can take notes from the sermon, and Ross Cox in Missoula showed this, and basically it was the takeaway, the picture of a car with he drew deer whistles on the car, and then what did I learn from this message was I learned that deer whistles don't work. It was very cute.
I did take the deer whistles off my car. I have not taken them off your car.
I don't even know where they are in my car.
They're in a secret location. I don't think I ever even told you about it till after they were there.
Oh.
I was just protecting you like your guardian angel.
I just feel like you should keep them there just in case, because what if the people who said that they don't work were wrong?
The deer whistles are placebo whistles because they only make you feel better. The deer maybe like them. They come to your car. They frolic to your car like the salmon of Capistrano. Make sure you, in addition to...
Isn't it the swallows of Capistrano?
Yeah, but not unless you're referencing Dumb and Dumber.
Oh.
It's actually swallows that return to town in Capistrano. It's salmon that are in...
I was also going to say, too, Jeremy and Adrian Camp came out with a book today.
Oh!
And it's called Innocent. And
that's my vuvuzela noise.
it's the unfinished story of Jeremy and Adrian Camp, and it's a couple's book, but devotional, and it's so good. So you should grab it. It's out today. It's available today.
Indeed. So you should also follow Fresh Life Worship on YouTube. They're putting up a song a week, some live acoustic worship, just to bring acoustic worship and beauty into your spiritual journey. Join us Friday night at 7 p.m. Mountain, freshlife.church, our Fresh Life YouTube, or my Instagram at Levi Lusko. We're going to be having worship as well as a time of communion on Good Friday. It'll be special. It'll be powerful. I'm going to be preaching a message all about the cross and what has impacted our lives today, how the cross can today make our lives, COVID-19 can make our lives better and more powerful, and what the impact of Jesus' crucifixion should be on our daily lives. Easter Sunday, we have lots of opportunities. Saturday night at 5 p.m., Sunday morning 7 a.m., 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 5 p.m. So all across the day, from the East Coast, 9 a.m. all the way to 7 p.m. that night. In Mountain, it'll be early. I'll be there, bags under my eyes, ready to go.
Nope, no bags.
No bags. Emily will
No baggage.
paint them off. So yes, we are excited about Easter, and I hope and pray that you this week, all week long, are just letting your soul be saturated in what Jesus was willing to march towards and embrace to save you. Philippians says he endured the cross, despising the shame. He endured it for you, and so he's going to get us through this. So hopefully you have been encouraged to keep calm and carry on.
Love y'all.